Welcome to Veggietales, Veggietales, Veggietales. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. This is the Heroes of the Bible one, and in this episode they made, there are three parts, and I'm only doing two. So if you want a third part, you can just ask for it in the comments. So it starts off, and these people live on a rock in Flibberoo and whatever. It's just they're just rhyming the whole time. Don't know why. And these two cities always bicker. One wears shoes on their heads, and the other one wears pants. I don't think either of them are comfortable, but okay. It's VeggieTales. And there's this one guy that doesn't like fighting, and he likes hanging out with his crab. So he wanted to go on a walk with the crab in the middle of the war while two people are fighting. That's pretty dumb of him. Like, why would he go? But he goes out, and there's these three bandits coming, and they don't have anything on their heads. They don't have pans or pots. So my question is, where are they from? This rock doesn't look like anyone lives on the other rocks, and even if someone did, how would they get to the top? Like, where do they live? And did they just come to steal? And how would they know people would walk out? Because people aren't that stupid. There's a lot of questions to be asked here. But it's VeggieTales. Stop thinking. And then these two people come and they shove him in a hole. And they steal his milk money. How dare they? And Larry the cucumber is stuck in a hole. So the mayor of his own city comes by and looks at him. And he's like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm stuck in a hole. Can you help me?" And he's like, "No, I'm busy. So busy." And he sings for like, I don't know, a minute. And he says, "I'm busy. You could just like push him out." So, yeah, seriously. Then a doctor comes in. She's like, "Oh, you don't have my receipt, and if you do, then you're gonna have to pay $1 million flipping dollars." He's like, "Okay." As they're both leaving and singing at the same time, a guy from the city that they're fighting comes over, and it's Junior, and he has a pot in his head, Johnny Appleseed, basically. And he's like, "Oh, I feel bad for you, so I shall help you because I want that done for me." So he helps him, and he brings him to the doctor's place, and makes a. The doctor helps Larry then, which is weird because she didn't help me previously. Maybe it was an appointment. And he goes to the city that they're fighting, and they don't kill him, which is weird. And they're like, "Wow, you're amazing," and they sing a song. Well, then Larry and Bob are chilling. They're fine. Who cares? And Larry falls in a sink because he's wearing a glove over his head, and he's like, "I'm gonna try to be cool," because it said in Vegetable Fashion Zine or whatever. And then he's like, "I have just the thing for you, Larry." And then he's like, "Roll film," and it starts off, and there's this guy, and he's like, "Well, Mr. Naser makes the chocolate. Oh, wait, it's 8 o'clock now. Laura should be coming." And then they start singing a song. It's like, "Good morning, George, how are you? I love to stay and chat, but we work real hard at the chocolate factory down in Sicily." So she goes and she gets shouted at because she was late by 2 minutes, probably because she was singing the song. Takes that from her paycheck. One guy gets an injury. Who cares? These three guys are like,
I'm Rack. I'm Chad. I'm Benny.
"We work here in the way." Continues. Then Mr. Nether's like, "Since we've sold our millionth bar today, we will be able that all of you can have as much chocolate as you want." And everyone's like, "Well," so everyone's just eating and eating and eating and eating. But then Junior's like, "Hi guys, I think we shouldn't eat because our parents told us not to." And he's like, "You're right, that is a good idea, Junior." He's like, "Hey," and he starts singing another song. It's boring. The song sucks. So everyone else gets knocked out after the minute, and Mr. Nezer's like, "Why don't I go and see how everyone will thank me?" But everybody there is sick and on the floor. But there's only three that are standing. Rack, Shack, and Benny are the only one that are there. And they're like, "Oh, thank you, sir." And they're like, "Well, you're going to be my new junior executives because you were standing. Let me get you your ties." So then the next day comes, and probably the same thing happens. And he's like, "I would like to call you into my office to show you what to do." So they go to the office, and as they're chilling in the office, he's like, "I have a new plan." And they're like, "Oh, what's your plan, sir?" He's like, "My plan today is that everyone will worship the bunny just as much as I love the bunny." And they're like, "Wow, you will?" "Yes, I will." And they're like, "Okay, what is it?" He's like, "Oh, you're supposed to bow down to the bunny and sing the bunny song." He's like, "I'm not familiar with that particular tune." And then, basically my favorite VeggieTales song. So then he's like, "The bunny song is how all my employees will show just how much they love the bunny. How nothing is more important than the bunny. How they do anything for the bunny." And it goes something like. So basically, they realize it's a bad song because, like, I hate my parents, I hate everything, blah, blah, blah. I only want bunnies. So they're like, oh no, how are we gonna sing this? So they leave, and the next day happens, and everyone's supposed to bow. But since Rag Shack and Benny know what their parents taught them, they stand in the midst and they're like, we won't bow down to Jack. And he's like, it's a bunny. He's like, but that classifies. And he's like, well, I don't really care. And he's like, well, we're not bowing down anyway. So it's like, did you not hear me? And he's like, yeah, we did. We just don't want to because our parents told us not to. And they're like, oh, okay, well, guess what? We don't really care. Let's burn them. So they go in the furnace, and basically he continues the song. And he's like, I tried to be patient. I tried to be cool. Blah, blah. And they're like, wow. He's like, now I give you one last chance. If you say no, I'm going to burn you. And if you say, sing it, then I'll let you live. And he's like, they're like, we're not singing anything. He's like, no, you're supposed to not sing about the bunny. And they're like, what? So he's like, okay, he burns them. And as he goes to burn them, Laura catches them. Yes, because she was the carrot. And as she's trying to drive away, the other people chase her. And I don't know why she doesn't know the exit, because she's like looking for the exit. She's like, where's the exit? Where's the exit? But doesn't she know where she comes in every day from? Like, how did she get inside there? Like, what? So he they have a whole chase scene. They end up in the same place. Mr. Nether controls it, and he pours them into the fiery furnace. But as they're there, they look around, and they're like, hey, how come the people aren't burning in there? And he's like, hey, because the Lord's with them. And you're like, what? And they're actually alive because someone saved them. So like, open it up. And when they open it up, lava doesn't come out, or whatever the fires that's in there. It just opens up normal. So they walk out. And as you can see, there's lava still inside there. You thought the white erased it? No. The lava's still there. Maybe they erased it for that moment. Then he's like, wow, guys, I should have listened to you. I should have listened to you. And they're like, oh, okay, this is really sad. He's like, okay, guys, whatever. So he's nicer to them, and they get lunch earlier, not at 3 anymore. Yay. And they're all happy, and it's a happy ending, and no one got adopted. All the kids were just lonely and sad, okay? They worked there for the rest of their lives, and nothing happened. But guess what? Rag Shack and Benny, they fine. The 3 main characters. And Mr. Nether and Mr. Lunt, they didn't get anything for the thing. They tried to kill him, but no. You forgive, okay? Remember to forgive, kids, or Bob the Tomato will come and kill you. The end. So overall, I give this Veggietales a 5 out of 5. 100% amazing. And I don't care what you say. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.